Hey, this is Paul with Impact Data Source. Thanks for checking out our video. Here I want to show you a quick overview of Impact Dashboard and how it can streamline and enhance how you evaluate prospective economic development projects. First up, though, a few words about Impact Data Source, which is the economic consulting company behind the software, Impact Dashboard. So Impact Data Source was started in 1993, and over that time period, we've evaluated thousands of economic development projects, all different types, all over the country. And then in 2015, we developed Impact Dashboard, which is our software that allows our clients to prepare these impact studies in-house for their own projects. So let's jump out. Let's see what is Impact Dashboard. So Impact Dashboard is economic development software that enables you to collect project data from prospects online, organize that information digitally in our app, and then ultimately analyze prospective projects or incentive agreements by modeling the impacts of the project. So how does it all work and kind of where are we going with this? Well, let's jump into our app real quick and see what that looks like. I'm going to look at a project that we've already entered here. This is, we're going to load our scenario workspace right now. We can see this is where we plug all the information in. We can configure incentives here, and then we can see different incentives, and then we can look at our reports. And let's just start with the reports. So here, our first report that we see is a fact sheet. So this is our project fact sheet where, as the name suggests, we kind of just repeat back the basic facts of the project. We're not really doing a lot of analysis on this page, but we're kind of setting the stage to kind of give a sense of what the project is all about. Here we've got a business retention and expansion project in the advanced manufacturing industry. We can get a sense of the space they're looking to occupy, their details about their facility, lease term, and timeline. We also can see information about their employment, capital investment, and payroll there that they expect. We've added a good bit of description here as well, which is helpful to kind of communicate what you're doing or why this project is good. Different types of due diligence steps here can be compiled all into one spot. Now, that's the fact sheet, but if we really want to get into the analysis, we can click on the summary report. The summary reports are available for each of the jurisdictions that will be analyzed, so essentially you won't need to worry too much about the tax data or other details in the background here. You won't get your hands dirty with that. We'll take care of that as Impact Data Source. We'll kind of load everything in there for you, and you'll just need to provide those project-specific details. Now here for the city, we can see here's a summary of the impact analysis. In this case, this one's kind of a complicated one. We've got a project that's going to add 250 new jobs. They also have 65 existing jobs in the community, so there'll be 65 retained jobs. So in total, we've got 315 direct jobs. Now, this is a little bit of a broad way to consider this project. We might be more likely to focus on just the expansion. So the cool thing about all of this modeling is that at a click of a button, we can flip this and see what just the expansion impact would be. So if I do that, now we're looking at 250 direct jobs representing just the expansion, and we're not including any impact from the company's current activity, including those 65 retained jobs. Now, when we do that, our net benefits and all the other calculations update, and so we can see over here, as we take those economic impacts and we translate them into additional revenues and costs for the local government, we see those net benefits now for the city of about $1.3 million. If I scroll down, we can see here it is over 10 years, so that's 1.3 million over 10 years. If we scroll down, we can see the source of those individual benefits and the individual costs listed out for us. Now, one of the really great things that Impact Dashboard allows you to do as economic developers is evaluate incentives. So here on this one-page summary, we've got everything wrapped together for us. We're thinking about a $1 million incentive, okay? And we can think of that as an investment in the project. And so if the city were to make a $1 million investment in this project, what do they get out of it? Well, that's where these net benefits come back in. So we have this orange line here stretching up to $1.3 million over 10 years. That's the city's cumulative net benefit. That's essentially their return on an investment. So if we have this $1 million incentive, in this case it's $500,000 paid out in years 1 and 2, and then this total $1 million reference line shows us kind of when the city would get paid back on an incentive. So at 7.4 years, the city will have collected enough in net benefits to cover the value of that $1 million incentive. We can crunch some more numbers and get a rate of return, kind of an average annual rate of return for this project. We can also do some simple math and just figure out that the $1 million is about $4,000 per job. Again, the cool thing about this is if we wanted to say, well, really the net benefits are much broader than just these net benefits associated with the expansion, let's use all of the benefits from the company's existing and expanded operations. We can do that. And we'll hit total combined here. Now we see, of course, our net benefits increase up to the 2.3, 2.4 million. And while that $1 million hasn't changed, our payback period has shortened to just 4 years now, and our rate of return has increased. So that's a summary report. We've got a bunch of summary reports for each one of the jurisdictions because it's going to be based on their local tax structure. The detailed report is going to give us kind of a breakout across all activity, and this is kind of the more traditional style report with a narrative and so forth. We'll give an overview of all jurisdictions, and then we kind of go through each one individually. If you were to print this out, this might be 15 to 20 pages. Just to kind of give you a little bit more bearings here, the scenario info tab, as I mentioned, is where you'll put in all of the project-specific information and then analyze your incentives here on the public support tab. If I jump back to the model, we'll kind of talk about how we can get information in there. So we've essentially got two ways to enter data into a scenario. So we were just looking at that one scenario, and one way to do that would be to enter data directly into the model. So just click Add Scenario and then enter the data manually. So maybe you've got some basic details about a project and you want to just start running an analysis, you can do that. The other way to do it would be to collect the information using our online data form. And this makes things really easy for you. So you can create a scenario from a submitted data form. So what does it look like when a prospect fills out your online data form? Well, we give you the ability to kind of configure a branded data form. You can kind of choose which questions you want to ask and what it looks like in different details. And then the prospect will get to a page that looks like this, and they'll be welcomed maybe with your custom message and your logo and your contact information. And as they get into it, we're going to pick up just a little bit of information about them at first, kind of the name, email address, and what their role is at the company. And then we'll get right into it and try to find out, is this a new business or an existing business in the community? Because that's going to depend, that's going to hinge on some activity for us. If we click forward, let's say that it is an existing business, we would want to know some information about the company's current operations, and that's going to be separate from possible expansion plans. And so we need to keep those two things separate. If it's a brand new business, they're going to bypass all of this and just be asked for the specifics of their project. Now, as they fill out all of this information, you can, again, choose which fields you want them to respond to. When they fill it all out, it's going to get repeated back to them at the very end here before they hit submit. They're going to have a chance to review this bullet point summary. And again, they're going to have the ability to kind of look at and confirm every field that they've entered, essentially. So this is going to repeat it back to them, and it helps the prospect confirm that they interpreted each question correctly. Once they hit submit there, the prospect's job is going to be done, but you'll get notified that, hey, you've got a new data form in your inbox. From there, you can create a brand new project or brand new scenario. So let's take a look at what that looks like just on our app real quick. So if I'm in this scenario, I'm going to close out of the scenario, but I'm going to go back to our project control center. Here we're going to see in this particular project, I've been looking at scenario 2, but we've actually got scenario 1 as well. So we do different scenarios. We can also see here's that data form that we received, and this is how we created that scenario. We can just make a copy of the submitted data form and then start editing the information right there in the model. And so you'll never be modifying that data form. You'll be modifying maybe a copy of it inside a scenario. If we take another step back, we'll be able to see all of our projects. So project DM here with 2 scenarios, business retention and expansion project and advanced manufacturing. But we can categorize and organize all of our information right here in Impact Dashboard. So just to wrap it up now, how does this work? So Impact Data Source offers Impact Dashboard on 2 different subscription tiers. And so basically, no matter which option you choose, the economists at Impact Data Source are available to support you and the organization. So whenever you subscribe, you get unlimited training to use the software and then unlimited support in evaluating or reviewing project results. And so Impact Dashboard Essentials, that includes the electronic data form and the project fact sheet report builder. Impact Dashboard Pro includes the data form and fact sheet builder, as well as the impact modeling capabilities like economic impacts, local tax structure modeling, and the ability to analyze incentives. So that's pretty much it. But reach out to us if you want to schedule a full demo or to learn more about how Impact Data Source can help your organization. Thanks.